Good morning, peeps, out in YouTube land and whatever else you might be watching this on. Today, I'm going to demonstrate on how to make what I call a crunch cake. Other people have said they've heard it called a dump cake.
Dump everything in.
Yeah, mine is going to have a little something new to it that I've never tried this before. If it turns out, it turns out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll just have a laugh if it doesn't and go on. But we're going to put in diced up Kit Kat bars.
Yeah, but this is one of the easiest recipes because, like, you dump everything in, 4 ingredients.
And do not mix your cake mix.
Do not mix.
And it's Jiffy Cake Mix. And it's under $1 a box. So I'm making a larger pan than what I used to make. So I'm using 2 cans of pie filling, 2 of those, 2 Kit Kats, nicely cut up. But what you do is you just put your pie filling in. And I'm using 2 kinds. This is mixed berry. And
They're both the same brand.
It's the same brand as Duncan Hines. That's the best you can get in pie filling.
Yeah, berry medley and raspberry. Raspberry.
And I love berries, but especially raspberry. And you just put them in there.
Just dump them in.
And I'm going to mix them together a little bit so that you're not getting all mixed berry or all
this is the only mixing allowed. If they were both the same kind, you wouldn't have to do that.
Exactly.
You just dump them in.
You can use any kind. I've used apple. I've used peach. Yeah. I've used every flavor.
You can use cherry. You can do whatever.
Now that's the one flavor I haven't used.
I'm saying
cherry.
You can use cherry.
I don't like cherry pie filling. It's not sweet enough for me. You can't make it sweet enough. Okay, now that's the only mixing that I did. I'm getting it all the way to the edge. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add the Kit Kats. And I just cut them up with a butcher knife. And I'm just adding them to it in as even a layer as I can. Some people use nuts. Pecans are really good in it, but I ain't got no teeth, peeps. And nuts really hurt when you're dealing with your gums. Okay, now that's what that looks like. Then you're going to evenly spread the cake mix over the top, and you want to completely cover it. And you know, Jiffy Cake Mix is good even if you mix it. But
you're making a mess.
I am making a horrid mess. The only bad thing is it clots up. Yeah, it'll work. And you just kind of spread it evenly over top of your pie filling and stuff. And this isn't that expensive to make. I mean, the most that you got.
The pie filling's the most expensive.
It's the pie filling,
about
exactly.
About $4 a can, but.
And then you drizzle this over top. And you want to cover it as much as you can. Yep, I thought so. And now for the second stick of butter. Okay, now what you do after you cover it with the butter is you put it into a preheated oven at 350 degrees. And we'll let you know how long it takes once it gets done. I think it takes about 35 minutes, but I'm not sure. Okay. We will be back as soon as this gets done. And we'll show you what it looks like. And it's got to cool before Nurse Tammy gets here. So we're making it a little early so it'll have time to crunch up.
She's not eating it piping hot.
Yeah, we don't want her to scorch her tongue because the worst thing you can put in your mouth is hot pie filling. It's got to cool down. Okay, peeps, everybody's heard of fried green tomatoes. Most of us has even seen the movie. But I don't like fried green tomatoes. But I love them fried ripe. I need you to put a half a cup of flour and a little bit of Montreal chicken seasoning and maybe a fourth of a cup of cornmeal. We're going to coat these and we're going to fry them like most people do the green tomatoes. Me, I love fried ripe ones, but I will not touch fried green tomatoes. I don't like them. Never did, never will. If the color green had a flavor, it'd be green tomatoes. And in my opinion, it's one of the nastiest flavors in the world. But that's just me. A lot of people love them. Okay. So you want to get some grease or butter. You can use butter or grease, either one. Margarine won't work because margarine doesn't have enough of a grease factor to it. Well, hello, Miss Roxana. Okay. And all I'm doing is 2 small ones, and that's just to give you an idea of what they taste like, or what they look like and what they'll taste like. Okay. Now, you want to be able to smell the Montreal in it. I just do it until it smells good. We put about 2 tablespoons in it, or 2 teaspoons maybe.
No, about like a tablespoon and a half.
And we need about another tablespoon. And you gotta let your grease get good and piping hot, because if it's not hot and if it doesn't start frying the instant you drop these in, then you're just going to have stewed tomatoes with a wang to it. Okay. Nope, it ain't. It just now melted all the grease. Did you put the cornmeal in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure, baby girl. And like she showed you, all you have to do to test it to see if it's hot enough is do that. It started frying that, so we're going to coat a tomato. And you do not have to dip them in egg and milk first because the tomato's plenty juicy. There's one. And we grew these tomatoes, so we know they got good flavor to them. But Nurse Tammy has never tasted them ripe. She's tasted the fried green ones, but not the ripe ones. And I didn't make the fried green tomatoes for her because I don't make them. But Harmon does, and he's the one who made them for her.
And we couldn't convince him to make them on camera.
Exactly, he's camera shy. Or is it done? Oh, perfect. Now, this is what that crunch cake looks like. And it's got to cool so that it'll get nice and firm and crunchy on top. That's why we made it early.
It was in there for 40 minutes.
And at 350 for 40 minutes, that ain't bad. And prep time is almost like nil.
Yeah. If you hadn't have had to mix the berries and the raspberries together,
It would have been
quicker. It
nothing.
would have been even quicker.
I used to always make it in a smaller pan. And it is a little harder to fry the ripe ones than it is the green ones because the ripe ones are a little less firm. So you get a lot of juice with it. Whereas with the green ones, you don't get the juice. And when you use Montreal chicken seasoning, you do not have to salt them because it's got plenty of salt. This is a comfort food for me. And I love good food. But to me, comfort is the taste of summer. And we will be back when our taste tester gets here. And until then, we'll talk at you later.
So there's a book I want.
Okay, we're back, and our royal taste tester has arrived. And you get two things. I know you like fried green tomatoes.
Ooh.
Fried red tomato.
Fried red tomatoes. Okay. Okay. Well, they feel the same. They
Yeah,
look the same.
but they got more flavor.
A little more tangy. They're good.
I thought you might like
So no
it.
different than the green one. It's just red.
It's just red, and I use a little bit of cornmeal in the flour, but not much. Now that is what I call crunch cake. She's always heard it called dump cake.
Everybody in the world I've ever known calls
Dump
it a dump cake.
Now that's with raspberry and multiple berry,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
it's got Kit Kats.
Mmm. I know.
Can you taste them?
It's the crunchy part. That's good.
And then it's Jiffy cake mix on top.
Mm-hmm.
And don't mix the cake mix.
Yeah, you don't mix.
And
Just
butter?
dump everything in.
And
Yeah,
butter. You pour butter over the top.
Is it a
the
stick of
cake
butter?
mix.
2. We end up using
It
2.
takes
Oh my
2
God.
for that size.
That's good.
Is that not delicious?
Where do the Kit Kats go?
I put the Kit
Between
Kat
the-
right
between
on
the-
top of the
Yeah.
berry.
Between the berries
And I
and the
took
cake
2
mix.
Kit Kat candy bars and diced them up.
Look. Look for your peeps. Hold on, peeps. We are kindred spirits because you didn't know this about me. Look at what I carried with me at all times.
Oh my gosh. People,
So this is very good. I knew it. I could taste that little crunchy wafer. And it's perfect.
is that not delicious?
I bet it was real good hot right out of that oven, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It would have been, except the top doesn't get crunchy until it cools.
And we didn't want you to burn your mouth. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's cooled off plenty.
Because you burn your mouth on that hot filling and it blisters it. Because you can't get it cooled down in time.
That is so good.
So 1 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. A 10 out of 10.
All right, people, you heard it here. And it's a cheaper way to make dessert because, like I said, the Jiffy cake mix is under $1 a box.
99 cents.
And
And I've always heard it called dump cake.
I've always heard it called crunch cake.
How about dumping crunch?
Dumping crunch. We got the name for it, peeps.
That is good with that raspberry. Is that mixed like canned?
Mixed berry and
Duncan Hines.
raspberry.
And people, I will wash my hands before I do anything.
Okay.
Berry Medley and Simply Raspberry.
Good for that.
And I'm washing my hands.
That's good.
I think it's delicious. And until next week, have a great rest of your day and may God bless each and every one of you.